Couple of things. So, when I come back on the first one, sorry, can I disagree with you fundamentally? If you go around Stephen's Green, it is not the cars that are the problem. There is one lane for cars going around Stephen's Green. When I was going to college, admittedly, as my children say, that was the last bloody century. In the early 1980s, there was 4 lanes of traffic going around Stephen's Green. There's now 1 lane and 1 lane of bicycles. And there is not that many bicycles in the bicycle lane. I went out the Rock Road to the Blackrock Clinic. There's 1 lane of traffic on one of the main arteries in and out of Dublin, and there's 1 bicycle lane with not a bicycle in it. We have to create, there is no way we are going to have a livable city here in 20 years' time when we're building all the houses outside the M50 and we're expecting people to commute in and out. The public transport won't serve those diverse communities across. They will from Maynooth and Kildare, and there will be some lines that will be served. But ultimately, if we don't make it easy and affordable for people to drive in and out of town, and that is more traffic lanes, less cycle lanes, but certainly much more car parking. And I would be using, like, if you look at the Keys in my day used to be 4, there was 4 lanes, well, 1 was car parking and 3 lanes of traffic. They're now down to 1 lane of traffic, 2 taxi lanes, which I'm very grateful for because I get to fly up and down the Keys on a taxi lane, and there's 1 bicycle lane. The functioning lungs of Dublin are the Keys, Stephen's Green, and that is, we need to loosen and to make those work because they don't work at the moment. Can I come back to you on SAFs? We have a huge problem here. We have already signed up supply agreements on SAFs for about 10% of our fuel needs by 2030. We've set a target for ourselves to get to about 12.5%. The European mandate is 6%. Dublin or Ireland has no SAFs. Yeah. And we are, Ireland is the beneficiary of about 250 million euros a year in what we call in ETS tax revenues that is returned to the Irish government. It's one of the issues, and I've given a copy of the submission to the committee in my growth letter to Minister Ryan. We pointed out that Dublin, in Ireland in 2023, received 163 million of ETS revenues, essentially mainly from Ryanair passengers. That's going to grow to 240 million in 2024. We use that income, wrongly in my view, to subsidise and fund the school bus fleet. Now, I have no issue with the school bus fleet, but that's the Department of Education budget. We should be using those ETS tax, and I've asked Minister Ryan, why are you not using that ETS revenue to incentivise and, if needs be, subsidise the oil majors, who are the only people who will produce those SAFs here in Ireland? He's focused on storing SAFs in Shannon. There's apparently 3 big tanks under the runway in Shannon Airport. They're no good to us in Shannon Airport. We need to have SAFs at Dublin Airport, Cork Airport, Shannon Airport, and the only way that is going to be, it is being subsidised and incentivised by the Dutch government, the Austrian government, the German government, the French government. The Irish government is one of the few European governments that is not incentivising the production of SAFs here in Ireland. And unless we start doing that, we will have no SAFs in Ireland in 2030, when we and the other airlines would want to buy and uplift SAFs here in Ireland. And again, it's another gap in our failure of transport policy under Minister Ryan. It's an issue that I think he should be on top of, because, you know, the Greens love talking about SAFs, but when it comes to actually delivering SAFs in this country, they have no policy at all.
They don't like talking about planes at all.